San Antonio, Texas.
Well, hi, everybody. Pull up your Facebook app and go to the Dudley and Bob and Matt Facebook page, and you can see our lovely, lovely selves. Does that hit the audience of one, that camera?
It doesn't. It should, though.
Yeah. Maybe it catches her on that one.
Guys.
Over there.
The audience of one is a human being.
No.
Is that an object?
Yeah, her and Chewy there's some communication going on because he went. Did you go on your run today?
Do you realize you're a bit of a cockblock?
How
am I cockblock? I'm not. Cockblock is the guy who comes in and sweeps her off her feet.
If he was in here trying to make moves or whatever, and you're like, I hear some communication
She's got a
going on back
boyfriend.
there.
I'm protecting her boyfriend.
How many women did you know that had boyfriends when you started talking to them and you still nailed them?
No. They had to have a husband for me to nail. I don't know. Yeah, a couple of times. That's why it's called a boyfriend. It's not called a wife.
A wife.
That's right. You're still.
I follow
testing
her
the
on
waters.
Instagram, so I know she runs every morning. I see her stories.
By the way, what is it? Shimagoon?
Schmigadoon?
Schmigadoon. Yeah. Because there was a Broadway play called that ended with Dune. I can't remember what it was. Brigadoon. It gets better. In the third, I'm on the second episode, and there's some girl on there that is so smoking hot.
On which
and she
one?
plays that thing with that couple's trapped. One of the guys from Peel, they're trapped in a musical, right? And the girl who plays the little country girl, which they're probably taking that from Little Abner.
Keegan-Michael Key.
And and Amanda didn't get it. They're making fun of 1940s musicals. And what was weird was just a few days before I watched Oklahoma, just a little bit of Oklahoma, the movie. Mm-hmm. And there's some gorgeous girl on there.
I'm going to go ahead and say, thanks to our sponsors, Renegade Truck Accessories and Tecovas.
And my wife said, "Oh yeah, Ellie knows who that is. That's a girl from Disney." And I went, "Uh-oh, is she?" But I think she's older now. And her name is Dove, but it's pronounced.
That's a launch pad for almost. I don't know. How
Dove.
many.
Wait, that smoking hot girl.
Yeah.
But also looked like something made in a factory.
Yeah, she looks like.
She looks almost non-human,
like a cartoon character.
Well, she has a weird. We've talked about it before.
Yeah.
Is when you have insane symmetry, it almost throws you off as a human when you look at somebody who's that close to perfection.
I
remember you talking about because I remember my daughter was really into something called it was Monsters. It was the offspring of all the villains from Disney movies.
So we got a surprise guest that's going to hop in.
We got a surprise guest.
Yes.
We're on camera here.
It was an SNL legend, Chris Kattan.
Chris Kattan, what are you doing in here?
Have a seat.
Have a seat, brother.
He's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Hey,
Figure
Chris.
it out.
Hi, guys. Do you
what's
mind
up?
if I say hello?
No, not at all.
No, do you remember being here about 20 years ago? You were in here. We had two or three cast members from Saturday Night Live, and also cast members from what was it, Fridays or something like that?
Fridays?
Yeah,
The show Fridays?
Two of the big national comedy shows. The one that was competing with Saturday Night Live, and I think it was on Friday. Mad TV, and you sat right there. We were faced a different direction, I think, but you've been here
and
before.
I was here with other cast members?
Yeah, I remember it clearly.
Who were they?
I don't remember, but it was like
Was I on the show still?
you were on the show. You sat right over there. Yeah, and then I saw in the
because there was the Austin Comedy Film Festival or something.
Boston Film Festival or something like that.
Yeah, and I think maybe it was me and Will and
Yeah,
probably.
and then I saw some news stories, and I've been worried about you.
Oh no, I'm.
Are you? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm
All right,
good.
here.
Thanks.
All
I'll
right.
dump it.
All right.
Yeah, no, I'm
Yeah.
good. I'm good.
Okay.
Thanks for being
right.
concerned, but no, I'm super good.
All right.
No, I'm really good.
Yeah. Well, what have you
Yeah.
been up to?
I'm here in town doing the Vulcan Gas Company, doing stand up there. I got 2 shows tonight, 2 shows tomorrow.
Okay.
And I got a sketch show coming up called Hey Kattan.
Yeah.
Digital shorts.
Right.
And so
Chris
I'm
Kattan,
doing
everybody
great.
from Saturday Night Live.
I'm doing
one of the great casts of Saturday
Thank
Night
you.
Live.
I'm doing I'm doing a Groundlings documentary.
Yeah.
Is that where you started with
producing
Groundlings?
that. Groundlings is where I started, yeah, doing that with Will Forte. And I got a few things going on.
Were you able to make that 50th anniversary party?
There wasn't
or
one.
40th, whatever it was. No,
Yes,
the show.
The 40th one.
The 40th one.
That was the big one. Yeah. Prince was there.
I'm going to name drop because it sounds weird, but
It was crazy, like, who was there. Like, everyone that was there was so intimidated and overwhelmed by everyone else that was there as well.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, someone like Bill Murray was amazed at the amount of people that were there, even though it's Bill Murray.
Right.
Why would he be amazed? You know what I mean? Like, everybody was
I don't mean to
amazed.
name drop because I have AFib. 10, 15 years ago, I actually became very good friends with Kevin Nealon.
Great guy.
Even when we're just at dinner, I say, give me the scoop on who wasn't a good person. He will not talk bad about anybody.
Well, it's not very in to do that.
Yeah. Oh, it is. Well, come on, it's show
and it's
business.
like, no, not anymore.
No?
No. Well, you would probably make that relationship not work out for yourself if you said something like that.
No, I'm talking about when you're having a conversation with just one of your buddies and you want to know the history of their work.
Oh, you mean like without a microphone in your mouth?
Like I can tell you the worst guests we've ever had
right.
and the best
I would
guests.
say,
I've been here 35 years. I can tell you the best and worst guests.
Honestly, I think it's very hard to say who was the worst guest because there really wasn't a nightmare guest. Yeah. You know, honestly. There were some music bands I remember that were kind of stuck up or had an attitude. You know, like Jamiroquai. He was a little snotty.
Well,
he was like, I was like, that was great. And he went, it's rubbish. And I was like, whoa, okay.
Yeah.
The guy, the lead singer of Oasis was a little full of himself.
I don't think he was known for being kind.
Our worst guest was, and this is...
But it was more or less, there. Then there's people, but, like, most people are like, you'd be surprised how nice and cool people, like Neil Young loved Mr. Peepers.
Right. We heard horrible stories about...
Why would Neil Young love Mr. Peepers?
We heard horrible stories about William Shatner, and when he came in here, he couldn't have been nicer.
Yeah,
He was great.
I met him, and he was super nice.
Yeah, he was super nice. And we had...
I haven't heard any...
We had Kevin Smith in once, and he was monosyllabic. He wouldn't say anything. And years later, he comes in here, and he says, that night, Joey Lawrence, what was her last name, had broken up with him. So he wasn't doing well when he came in. Right. But the worst is Jimmy J.J. Walker.
Jimmy J.J. Walker.
For us, yeah.
Right, yeah.
He came in here, and, man, it was weird. It was very, very strange.
Interesting.
Yeah, we weren't allowed to say dynamite, but on Cap City, but at Cap City they had dynamite on the reader board, the marquee, and he said dynamite all through the set. So I didn't know that.
That's
been doing it a very long time with guests and surprise guests.
But I'm really intrigued to know who else was here when I was on here.
My other partner Bob is out. He might remember.
Oh, that's the NPC.
But
there's a bag here too. Is that for Bob?
Yeah,
that's for Bob.
It's his ashes.
Yeah.
It's his.
We
I was trying to scoot the chair.
We had three of you from Saturday Night Live and three. It was Mad. It was Mad TV. Three.
Oh, that's right. You said this. It was probably Will and I. You said.
I don't know who it was with you. I just remember you clearly.
That's funny that you just remember.
Well, because
me.
I was a big fan of yours on Saturday Night Live.
And the other two you weren't.
I didn't stand out. I didn't stand out.
Clearly, you were not a fan of the other
35
two.
years. We don't remember.
I'm very flattered. I think.
I don't remember. We don't remember a show we did before, like yesterday. It's hard to remember when you do this as much as we have.
Right. Well, that's really cool. That's like watching Ocean's 11 and you only remember Matt Damon.
That's right. Yeah. I cannot tell you if somebody
you had no idea that Clooney was in it. You had no idea that Brad Pitt's in it.
And I wish I could find a tape of it because it was chaos. And I remember we had to sit, the room was
chaos.
The room was different, so we set up the standard mic stands, and we had to have extra chairs brought in.
Right.
And you can imagine 8-9 people trying to talk at the same time.
Right.
But it was genius. It was great. It was great.
That's the thing when you get some comedians together, especially those that improvise and SNL kind of people, especially my generation, we love to do bits or bounce things off each other, I think, rather.
And you guys got along with the Mad TV people?
Oh, yeah, well, we're all from the same place. It's different. Nowadays, it's different. Now you could be like, do a YouTube video and you're a star and you don't know how to have a conversation with somebody when it comes down to it. That can happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And the YouTube people are moving. They're immediately, if they've got enough followers, they're immediately in
They
Hollywood.
have like 5 million followers, and then they're like, I got a movie, and then you watch it, and you're like, whoa.
Well, they're not well-polished comedians like
No,
everybody
there's
that was
like
on
a
SNL.
training. Like, I'm not like saying, hey, we had training. But even like, that's why English actors are so good, is because most of them went through the Royal Shakespeare Company to get there.
Yeah. I will say one exception that I think is a guy who's super talented, and that's that kid, Bo Burnham. Have you watched?
I have not.
You watched the special?
And I'm not. By the way, I'm not subjugating anybody. I think they're all.
No, this
it doesn't
kid,
matter. Like Whoopi Goldberg came from
Broadway
to Broadway to Spielberg, and why? Because she was amazing.
Right.
So she deserved that.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying, like
this kid Bo Burnham did a special. And the lockdown kicked in, and he did it all from his house, all the lighting, all the songs, all the music, and it is genius.
Yeah.
It is genius.
Well, that's what's amazing, too, is like you're allowed to have a platform now. I mean, back then you needed to, it took so long to be seen or get seen. Like the Groundlings, you wouldn't be able to get on that stage unless you went through all the classes for at least a couple of years, and there's no saying you'd make it.
And where was your break? Where was your break?
What do you mean? Break?
Well, what were you doing before you auditioned for Saturday Night Live?
I was I had a couple jobs. I was a chauffeur for an older woman that was 90 years old, and she was Dutch, and her name was Mrs. Kugel. And then
you were just doing improv at night?
I was doing Groundlings, and going to college, Cal State Northridge.
And then is it like...
And Will and I were buddies, and he was working at a place called Butterfield, which is an auctioneer house. And he was working in the back, and he met his wife there, Vivica, who is a auctioneerist. You know, they're going like, I hear 1,000. So that's how he met his wife, actually.
But then you get did you get the traditional audition for Saturday Night Live where there's just 3 people in the audience watching you?
Yes.
And obviously it went well. Do you remember what?
I couldn't tell because there was very little laughter because there's only 3 people.
Right.
It was like Marcy Klein, Lorne Michaels, and Steve Higgins, I think.
Do you remember what you did for your audition?
Yes, I do. It was, I did Mr. Peepers, the monkey thing, and I had a boom box that was narrating what I was doing. And I ate the apple and balanced on a stool with 1 foot. And then I had a chalkboard, which is where I chose to do my changes, my costume changes. And then I would literally just say, and here's my other character, Sewell Forrester. And then I came out and did the gibberish guy, the one who's like, who's the substitute teacher, which was the first sketch I ever did on the show. And I was like, good afternoon, I'm Sewell Marner. Going to be your 785, Miss And then I did a character that was on a date with a girl. These were sketches that I developed at the Groundlings because, that's what was my stuff. So I tried to get my best of for them. And that was basically me humping a couch to music with a girl on the couch going like, hey, what are you doing? Kind of reaction. That character kind of ended up becoming Mango. Actually.
Yeah, I was a huge Mango fan.
Yeah.
Like the Garth Brooks sketch with Mango I replayed that over and over.
But I didn't know that character. Like some people have characters, they develop it and then they turn into something else, and it's interesting how that happens.
So you leave the audition. They don't say anything to you. Did you think you had done well?
No, I had absolutely no idea. Yeah. And then I talked to Will afterwards. We were like, I have no idea. And I know Sherry was there too.
Sherry O'Terry?
Yeah. She, I think, fell asleep because she was like so nervous.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, I think, and because it's very nerve-wracking.
Right.
Just waiting. Jennifer Coolidge was after me.
We have a friend.
I think Stephen Colbert or Steve. Was it Colbert or Stephen? Not Colbert. Who's the 40th?
Steve Carell.
Steve Carell, yeah, who's amazing. Mm-hmm. He auditioned as well that time.
We have
I think Kevin Hart too, but I might be wrong.
We have a friend of the show who Matt has been a stand-up comic for a very long time here.
Oh, hey,
and cool. 21 Andrew Dismukes is now on Saturday Night Live. He went from
20,
Austin, New
22,
York,
something like that.
Very young, very young
Yeah.
writer, and now he plays the high school kid all the time on Saturday Night Live.
that guy is funny.
Yeah,
I still watch the show.
Yeah, he looks like a kid
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. He's funny.
Right.
I like it to see, people just be allowed. That's the great thing about Lorne is that he allows you. He trusts the performer when they deserve it.
That's who's doing Schmigadoon. It's a Lorne Michaels production.
Is it?
Yeah.
Are you familiar with Schmigadoon?
Yeah, that's funny.
Dale has become a huge fan of
Well,
the
I was a theater kid. And,
I love that idea. It's a great concept.
And in the 70s, late 70s, when you did a musical, they picked these old Rodgers and Hammerstein cheesy things like Oklahoma. So the idea these people are trapped.
Oklahoma.
And my wife is younger.
They're just talking.
And
yeah.
the opening song sounds just like Oklahoma because it goes,
right.
Da, 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 da,
Oh, does
da.
it?
Yeah. And my wife
easy.
doesn't get it because for Broadway, for her, is Hamilton and Les Mis. And I go, no, you don't understand. It was super cheesy. And there's this one kid in there that can dance and sing, and he's doing it just like they did when you watched it in the 1960s or 70s.
Right.
I think
really
it's
good.
now it's not for everybody. But but for me, it's hilarious.
I think it's really funny,
Yeah.
and the cast is good.
Right.
My buddy Fred's on it.
Fred Armisen, yeah.
Dear friend,
Yeah.
and Alan Cummings is funny. And
That's the name. We were watching Alan Cummings, and I said to my wife, I've read his biography. But
did you?
Yes, I did. But I could not remember his name, and he is
very
genius.
talented.
He's
very
genius in this show.
super talented. He did cabaret.
Yeah. That's what Amanda, my wife,
He
said.
did cabaret on Broadway, man. He was like...
Yeah. You know that thing where you're watching stuff and you know the guy's work and you just can't remember their names? No matter. That's what we're doing
like
last
Brad
night.
Pitt. You just don't know what
Yeah, they're Brad Pitt.
No, but he's super... Alan Cummings, he's super talented.
God, I wish I could remember.
He was also in X-Men, like, I forgot.
Do you know what that's like for a kid who the year, I guess is my junior high school, which would have been 77, 78, watched the original Saturday Night Live, right? And then over the years on this show, meeting Kevin and then having you guys on, where you're, every kid in the theater department we all thought we would be on Saturday Night Live. And of course, the chances are 1,000,000 to 1. But to get to meet all you guys, it's one of those things that, if I ever write anything, I'll look back on that. I met so many heroes.
Don't panic, Chris. He's not going to write anything. But
we're
not a very motivated group over here.
No, well.
Yeah. But it's been amazing,
Yeah, I bet it is. Well, that's how it was for the 40th anniversary. Like, there was a moment where, I walked in a room and it was Tom Hanks, Billy Crystal, and Martin Short.
Was McCartney there? Because Kevin told me.
Paul McCartney was there.
Kevin told me
and
he was
talkative. The crazy thing is when they talk to you, not only are they there, but they talk to you.
They're there and engaged.
And they engage. And they know your name.
Yeah, I asked Kevin, I said, did anybody blow you away that showed? He goes, being around McCartney was
Paul McCartney
weird.
going like, hello, Chris. How are you? That's a terrible Paul McCartney impression.
It's
Top
all
of the
right.
day.
We all do it terrible.
We've checked in with Lauren, and this audition is not going to get you past here.
What do you say to Paul McCartney? What's a conversation starter? Like,
hey, let it be. Pretty good stuff.
Liked it.
I always liked that Chris Farley show or whatever they did where you would just go.
Oh, that's so funny. Self-deprecative.
Or humor is great. He'd go, Hey, do you remember when you did that album?
Yeah.
Sergeant Pepper.
That's something that you would say. That's what's so brilliant. It's like if you can find a sense of yourself that you're embarrassed to show, but it's really charming. I mean, that's the trick about comedy. Mm-hmm. That's when you can really. You obviously have to have a sense of humor about yourself, and you have to admit to yourself the reality about who you might appear to be like. If you can do that, I mean, that's really it in a lot of ways.
Do you have any young comics that you've watched that you really like?
I know there's some funny stand-up people. I you know what I do is I have a sketch show coming up. I think I said that. It's called Hey Kattan, and I put groundlings in there, like up in, people that are in the main company, and those guys are great. They're really good. They're not, and they're probably going to be the next. They're waiting to be picked to be on SNL, basically.
What platform is your show going to be on?
It's going to be on all the platforms. It's starting there, and then we're going to go and do a whatever, get on the Netflix thing or something like that.
Is that cool to be
it
able
has
to
to start there? But the cool thing is we're getting like great people on there.
But
like,
isn't it cool too to have some of
Horatio and
those walls taken down where you can say I have this idea and I can get it out to people kind
Yes,
of
of
instantly
course
and not
it
have
is.
to wait through all the gatekeepers?
But you got to get some people behind you. Obviously, you got to get a sense of trust, and you got to get some kind of a budget too. You don't want to pay out of your own pocket. I mean, you can, but I don't want to. So I got a budget. So I got, we got some producers behind it already, and I think they're going to be very lucky. Honestly, I think it's going to be hilarious. So far, they're really funny. I'm excited. I haven't been this excited about creating since I was right before SNL. I was so like focused and just like thinking about comedy and stuff like that, and I haven't felt that in a long time.
Is it because once something that is your passion becomes also your career?
Yeah.
Takes...
Well, it's also because I'm not currently in a relationship, and I usually lose myself in a relationship so much that I forget about that other part of me that wants to create. You know what I mean? It's hard. I mean, there's definitely a balance that you have to aim for. But for me, I could become a little, I'm
the same way, deeply insecure.
It's not so insecure. It's just
Well,
like
me,
I
it
fall
is.
in love.
It's like
I fall in love, and then the other person falls in love, and we're like in love. And currently, the COVID happened. Like, well, we can remain in love, and we're stuck in love. But it's still like. But that was anyway. It's just it's a great. You have to find that energy again, or your own space, your own like place of seclusion. Yeah. That does not make sense.
That'll work on our show.
That's close enough.
Secluded.
So you're at Vulcan.
Being secluded.
You're at Vulcan tonight, 2 shows, right?
Yeah, and tomorrow night.
Well,
two shows.
thanks for the surprise. I really appreciate it.
It was I saw that you were here, and I was like, I don't remember the other guys, but just you.
I don't. I clearly remember you. I think maybe somebody fell out of a chair. I don't know if it was you.
I hope it wasn't me.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I have no memory of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I just clearly remember you being on the show.
Yeah,
one of those
that is so
spotty
funny.
things. Yeah.
Well, you let me know. I don't know how to let me know.
Let us know. Call
No,
us.
I don't know. How am I going to remember?
No, I'm saying when your show comes out, have your people call us and we'll put you on.
Great.
All right,
awesome.
man. I'm gonna go to break. Thank you, sir.
Chris Kattan Official is my Instagram, by the way. If you want to text me, you could go, hey, I found out who it was that fell out of the chair.
Yeah, I'll ask Bob when he gets back on Monday. He'll remember who was here.
It's probably like Steven Seagal or something.
No.
You think he would fall? He's got some coordination.
That
still.
would be pretty funny.
I don't remember.
It was Steven Seagal and Walker Texas Ranger.
Hey, no, he's been in here. Chuck Norris has been in here.
He would never fall.
They both kept falling.
Real quick.
His movies, by the way, were actually pretty good.
Real quick, not so funny story, just real quick.
Okay.
So I've done a little acting on the side. I wanted to be an actor, and I auditioned for Walker Texas Ranger.
Did you ask him?
No. I auditioned, and it was going to be. I forget what it's going to be.
Idiot number one.
And I got
number one.
And they said, we like you. Can you do a callback in Dallas? So I spent my own money and I flew to Dallas.
Yeah. Where were you at the time?
Here.
You were here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I go to Dallas and I'm sitting there. I go into the audition. And you know how the auditions are. They go, well, that was great.
Yeah.
We really like you. And they literally came back out. There were 3 of us or 4 of us. And a guy comes back. He goes, Mr. Dudley, we really liked you, but we're sorry, but you're too tall. Because Chuck Norris will not be on he won't be on an apple crate. He won't stand on an apple crate.
Right.
So I spent my own money to find out that 6'5" is too tall for Chuck Norris. That's just one.
Are you 6'5"?
I'm 6'5", yeah.
Are you sitting right now?
Yeah.
You're kind of hunched. Oh my God! You just grew up. Yeah, you're tall.
No, Bruce Lee fought Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. That's all I'll say.
Well, I will say if we did if I stood next to you, someone would give us a sitcom.
Yeah.
in a second.
Same thing for Friday Night Lights. I was supposed to be in a fight scene with the booster guy, really nice guy, and they said, we just don't think it would look right because you're so big that he would be able to kick your ass.
Have you ever considered having vertebrae removed or anything?
I've thought about it. I thought about having my legs short.
How committed are you?
Take some of your legs off.
Take some of my feet off or something. All right, Chris.
Donate your knees somewhere.
I'm going to do a commercial live, and it's good to see you, man.
Take care, man.
We really appreciate it. All right, we'll see you. What a surprise. Thank you, Chris Kattan, everybody.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. It's
Happy
coming
New
up.
Year.
It's coming up.
When?
2 weeks.
I had no idea.
I'll be 60.
I don't believe it.
That's scary.
You look great.
Scary
you do.
number. Thank you, man.
Tall people
Age better.
You didn't even get shorter, did you?
Tall people die.
Don't
quicker.
say that.
Yes, they do.
Well, yeah, eventually, sure.
All right. Thanks, Chris.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bowl and Branch, everybody.
Dudley and Bob with Matt in studio is brought to you by Tecovas, providing top quality Western boots and accessories online at tecovas.com, and by Renegade Truck Accessories, your source for truck caps, bed covers, lift kits, and custom services online at renegadetruck.net.